It's a giant Victorian people's palace and a place where history was made. Today it's a thriving venue for concerts and exhibitions, but one end, beneath that great transmitter mast installed by the BBC, is underused and decaying. Yet this is where in 1936 the world's very first television service started.
The vision and sound are on. The station goes on the air.
A mighty maze of mystic magic rays.
Yvonne Littlewood worked here in the 1940s, one of the pioneers, making it up as they went along.
It was very challenging, yes, because there was nobody to actually tell you what to do. It was a very, very basic setup, trial and error all the way.
It is a bit of a mess. It was lined with hardboard in the 1970s.
Now the man in charge has a plan to turn these old studios into a BBC experience, celebrating 80 years of television.
We've got to tell the story of that amazingly kind of cobbled together but dramatic moment when they began to broadcast from Alexandra Palace, and then beyond into colour television and all the things that happened here.
So this is where it all began, but there's virtually nothing left from those earliest days of television except the window of the control room high up on the wall there. It's a big empty space. The question is how best to fill that space in a way that tells the story of television. The proposal is for a display featuring giant screens alongside objects from the early days.
Part of the balcony on the main facade was enclosed to make room for additional apparatus.
In 1936, the BBC bricked up this colonnade. Now the idea is to open it up again. But campaigners say it all means virtually nothing will be left of the BBC's Ali Pali.
A lot of people from around the world are going to want to go and see this. Now what they'll want to see are the studios themselves. They're going to be wrapped up in partitions, covered with video screens and filled up with display cases. You won't actually be able to get to grips with what the studios were.
Critics say the building's uniqueness will be destroyed. Supporters retort, with so little left, what's the alternative? Nick Hyam, BBC News at Alexandra Palace.